Make sure that's going. Hello and welcome, YouTube. We are about to start weekly tournament number 101. We got another pretty exciting lineup today. So yesterday, actually I won't spoil it. If you didn't watch the conclusion of weekly tournament number 100, it's on YouTube. We had the top 3 people play yesterday, and you can see who the winner was there. We have 11 people sign up for today's tournament. Vet45, Kepco, Ninja Pang, GS Mercenary, Cyrus the Great, Sacre Bleu, Mauer PL, Schwaz Necessary, Swarling, Sorka, and Miamon 369. I'm not going to keep people waiting. We're going to go ahead and activate the bracket and start the tournament. Starting the round. Really hope the deck list was set to open. Yes, it was. Okay. Okay, so round 1, Swarling, Cyrus the Great, GS Mercenary, which is Kraken Gaming in chat, Storka, and Miamon all get a bye. Because we didn't have 16 people, we had 11. We're going to have Vet445 against Mauer PL, Ninja Fang versus Sacre Bleu, and Kepco versus Schwaz Necessary. All 3 of these games look interesting. Type 1, 2, or 3 for which game you guys want us to observe. 1 for Vet versus Mauer, 2 for Ninja Pang versus Sacre Bleu, and 3 for Kepco versus Schwaz Necessary. But do it fast, because I got to make sure I get in the game. I see 1-3, I see 1-2. Zepsi, aren't you in this tournament? I thought I saw your name. Maybe I was mistaken. Kepco says 2 of the deck lists are invalid for my opponent. Let me double check. Usually it's because it's missing an S. Oh no, not it's for your opponent. My bad. Your opponent is Schwaz Necessary. So let me just double check. Yeah. If you forget the HTTPS, the tourney client screws up. So let me just do this, save, and then do this, save. Okay, it should be working now. Okay, I see 2 2s and a 3, so we're going to be observing Ninja Pang versus Sacre Bleu. There it is. Which one has toxic decks? Good question. Let me close all this. What did Kepco bring? Which was necessary, just to see what we're missing out on. Kepco brought Golden Necker, Araka Swarm with Yen and Bone Talisman. We got the Dwarves with Bruver and Eskel and Zoltan. We had Enslave Hefty Helga. And Novigrad Philippa Orson Sr. Off the books. Mid-range off the books with a couple Sesames. And then Schwaz Necessary brought off the books with Siggy Mastermind. So similar to the deck Miamon played yesterday, but this one has Jacques and Morales. We got Assimilate. Looks like Harmony, non-Devo Harmony. And Blaze of Glory Renfrey. Okay. Nothing too crazy there. That we're missing out on. Hey, Sacre Bleu. We're going to be watching your game. Let's see what you've brought. This is the game we're watching, Ninja Pang versus Sacrablood. Ninja Pang's Dwarf deck got banned, and Sacra's NG got banned. While the game is loading, I'll try and quickly go over those decks. So here's the NG deck that got banned. It was Constructs with Dead Man's Tongue and Henry. We have Ragnarok Pirates with Hemdall. Wait, is it Pirates or is it... Yeah, it's Onslaught, Hjalmar, Constructs. Novigrad Line Pockets with Acherontia. And Deadeye Ambush, no, Precision Strike Simless Elves with Scenario. That's an interesting lineup. Let's see what Ninja Pang brought. Well, we know the Dwarf deck got banned. Okay, so NG Aristocrats with Rosa and Falsiri. So this looks like Miamon. I believe this is Miamon's exact version. Pirates Co. with Sigiruvan Mastermind and Collusion. Pulling the strings, this looks pretty standard. And then we see Tier Warriors with Abordage and Seagulls. This also looks like the deck Miamon was playing yesterday. I think that's what Miamon had as well. Can't blame someone for playing decks from the champion of yesterday's tournament. Let's go. Game number 1. Ninja Pang versus Sacrablood. Ninja Pang has blue coin playing Warrior. Sacrablood is red coin playing Onslaught. This should be a very interesting series. I have no idea who's favored. I imagine red coin is nice, but we did see Miamon play this deck from blue to decent results. So, hola, Samuel. So it begins. Yes. Brother against brother. Warrior against pirate.
Walk away from this.
Carryover versus carryover. Which side will have the stronger seagulls? That's what we have to see today. The first warlord has entered the fray. Begun the warlord war has. A dim and light longship has arrived. Is this Red Dead music? No, this is the Bad Batch theme. The song is pretty cool. The commentary is crisp. Like a chilled apple from the fridge. The frigate, the longship is gone. Died to a gutting slash. Try and prevent armor carryover. Sacrablood is in an interesting spot because they have a deck with a lot of removal against a deck that doesn't really have control targets. Frenzy Dao is played, which spins a Rock Barrage from deck and damages a Highland Warlord by 4, causing it to be damaged. That means 2 units in hand got armor. Not a lot of carryover cards in hand. Armor carryover, that is. Ideally, you want...
Reasons for the feeble of heart!
I'm waiting for this to finish. So, Ninja Pang plays Vaviorn into Blood Eagle to get the second Highland Warlord out with... And then clicking the stratagem draws a War of Clans and discards a Brockwar Warrior to enable the War of Clans. On the other side, we see the second an Abordage get played, also thinning the deck by 1. And we're going to see a Demon Corsair come down, hoping to get some armor out of this, and they do. The Abordage drew the Demon Light Longship, and then he got armor. Got 2 armor during the, before the turn was even over. The cards you want in hand that benefit the most from armor carryover are Terror of the Seas, Bjorn, and well, that's pretty much it. Not a lot of pirates in this deck. Hjalmar is another big one, obviously, because it clashes. Hjalmar and Bjorn are the and Terror of the Seas are the three major targets. The other cards also get armor, but they don't benefit from it as much. Light ship aside. We're going to see Ninja Pank play a Seagull. He might even damage his own units since they're dying anyway. Or, like, kill... Okay, yeah. He's going to... Wait. He didn't want the Seagulls to come out. He purposefully hit his own Warlord, giving his opponent armor, just to make sure that these Seagulls did not come out this round.
Loot! Loot!
Ninja plays an on-crate Warcrier. This is a 1 point a turn engine if your opponent has at least one damaged unit. 8 to 7 is the score. We're getting to the territory where Sacred Blue doesn't have cards they don't want to play in round 1. So Hemdall is one is probably not a card you want to play, but then again, how much value do you get from it later? Remains to be seen. It will be good against Seagulls, actually. So you probably don't want to play it now. It's a bit early to play Quen, right? You can't play Abordage because you don't want to play your Hjalmar. You don't want to play Ragnarug. Okay. Hjalmar is going to come down. The decision has been made that winning round 1 is important. Important enough to play Hjalmar. Now Ninja Pank has to decide if they want to try and fight their way back. It's going to be kind of difficult. I mean, you can leader once and champions charge the Hjalmar. But that won't be enough to get ahead. You might just take the loss on even at this point. The Champion's Charge was used. With Ninja Pank saying they're willing to go down 2 cards. But Sacred Blue says no. I guess I forgot Champion's Charge would also pull out the Seagulls. Because the Seagull carryover is gone. We might see Hemdall come down. It will play for 13 points. But there's no more armor carryover in hand, so... Geralt Quen is also active now. It can play a...
For the kill! Damn it all.
Ninja Pank played War of Clans into on-crate Warcrier. Sacred Blue is still pretending they have pirates in hand.
Let's get this over with.
Even though Hemdall is not a pirate.
I'll cleave you in
Bear Witcher arrives. 18 to 8. Lucusia is an option. If you think that getting out of here is very important. You probably Fukusia back row into maybe Vabiorn or a Highland Warlord. Highland Warlord doesn't get you ahead though. It would only be like 10 points max and you need 11. Abordage can't be played. Tier is basically a 6 point card. Okay. So Ninja Pank uses the Champion's Charge, but doesn't win the round. Loses on even. Was not exactly cheap for Sacred Blue though, because we saw Hjalmar Seawolf get played. Both players have saved their leader. The Seagull carryover for Ninja Pank is gone. So the question is, are we going to see a bleed, or... I think it's more likely that Sacred Blue takes the long round. Gotta make sure I'm not covering the score. As always, you can find the deck lists and bracket here in the tournament page. Okay, so Sacred Blue has Axel 3 Eyes as a proactive play, and they are going to open with it. It plays for 10 points, and Ninja Peng is going to try and have to find a way to get 11 points on the board in one turn. Looks like it's going to be Blood Eagle or Herald, which gets one Seagull out, the last Seagull. The last of the Seagull Mohicans. Now he becomes Sacred Blue Seagull, which plays for 3 tempo, but does get 6 carryover. Well, 8 carryover, actually. Freya's Blessing can also be used on Seagulls. Excuse me. We see a Feral Bond into Brockbar Archer, which plays for 5 points, plus the 2 from the Feral Bond. Here comes Sacred Blue's second Seagull, once again hitting one of their own units to try and maximize carryover. Now there's 16 points of birds in the graveyard for round 3. I feel like if Ninja Peng could kill one of their own units, they might consider doing it. Because they're so far ahead on tempo. So the bleed is over. But Ninja has no Seagulls in the graveyard, while Sacred Blue has 8 of them. That is... that is a flock. That is officially a flock of carryover. And I think Ninja Peng is about to run so far away. They're never going to see the points from this game. I don't know. Warriors are pretty powerful. So I could be wrong. We might see some things. We have Tyr and Fukusia. There's no lock. And there's no answer to Tyr yet. Without Bjorn in hand. But Ninja Peng's going to open up with Drake Bondu. The round 3 Drake Bondu. Boost the Invader to 9. Sacred does have a Freya's Blessing, which they can use. I don't know what they can use. You want to use it on. But right now they don't have a lot of armor. You don't want to play Bear Witcher yet. I guess the on-crate Longship or a Deranged Corsair may be your best bet. Probably Deranged Corsair, because... Okay, it's going to be Ragnarok instead. This denies the target, kind of makes sure that the Drake Bondu is going to die. And Ninja Peng has to play something proactive. It will be Tyr, most likely here. But Sacred Blue now has 5 damage extra when they play gold. So they could answer it with Terror of the Seas.
Your skull will make a fight.
Of course, it's easier to see from our perspective, but it's... You could argue maybe Ninja Peng should have played Tyr first. Given how awkward we know it would have been for Sacred Blue to answer it. Sacred Blue does have last say, so they want to use Heat Wave on the Tyr target, not on Tyr itself. Would have had to like lead her twice and then use the Terror of the Seas. But this way the 2 carryover has been accomplished. or 2 turns of Drake Bondu clicking has been collected by Ninjapeg. So now we see full leader used. They don't have last say. They decide they want to put down Arnio. Maybe this increases the odds of a Drake Bondu living. I'm not sure.
What are you gonna do?
No.
Huh?
Bear Witcher will take care of Drake Bondu. It's 1 point of overkill, but Sakura decides it's worth it. And the flock has arrived.
Because seagull, 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 seagull. So stupid.
You remember when this was 4 provisions? Lionheart remembers. At least Ninjapeg now has seagull targets. So it looks like we're playing Fukusia.
Nerf this fucking card, man.
Fukusia into Vabjorn, into Abordage,
I'll gut you like fishes.
into Seagull. Oh god, running out of time. Ninjapeg. Draws their own seagulls. That's probably not ideal, but likely unavoidable. This is looking like a great time for Sakura to play Hemdall, and in fact, that is what we see.
Finally.
Have to choose what to damage by 5. And now Terror of the Seas has 8 armor. Tyr's gonna come down. Tyr is 9 power. So it will eat a leader charge. But that's... Sakura's perfectly happy using 1 leader charge to deny this War of Clans extra value. Oh no, never mind. 1 leader charge over here gives him 1 extra armor, which does the trick. And the Clear Skies plays for 9 points as well because of a row full of seagulls. So Sakura's looking kind of good here. Heat Wave will be used on the Invader for 20 points, so this is basically a 0-point card. War of Clans will play for 6 plus 8, 14. Freya's Blessing. What will that be? It will just be a 5-point card. Oh, it's going to be a Bear Witcher, which is 9 points. So 29 here, and
Worry not. We'll tend to your ankle biters too.
34 points here, right? So Sakura Blue is going to win with a comfortable margin.
Mother and crone.
Not a surprising outcome. Like Skellige Mirror Red Point usually is pretty favored. When I say Skellige, I mean like warriors and pirates. But winning on even round 1 and then getting all that seagull carryover kind of sealed the deal. Sakura got to play exactly the game they wanted, and Ninjapeg just kind of had to defend as well as they could. But that's going to take us to game number 2 of the series. And then I apologize for all the sniffling. I have a bit of a cold today. My blanket fell off the bed last night, and I woke up kind of freezing. That might have had something to do with it. But that's game 1. Sakura is ahead 1-0. And they're going to have blue coin now. They're going to have to play either Precision Strike or Line Pockets. I feel like Ninja lost uneven for no reason by greeting the seagull. They did get the seagulls out round 1 eventually. You think they could have had a pass if they didn't greet the seagulls and just used it for tempo? Pedro agrees. Pedro agrees. Alright, so let's see what Ninja Pang is going to queue up with from Red Coin. How you doing, Dave? Good to see you. Good to see lots of you. Dave has some of the best emotes. I'm always jealous when I see them. Okay, so we're gonna have Syndicate, Line Pockets, Sesames against NG Aristocrats. This deck has Acherontia. Should be a Candle as well, yep. Candle, Acherontia. Versus
Careful. I heard the Ethereal read minds.
Scenario-less Aristocrats. They just play Artbane, they play Emir, they play Usurper, they play Gorthor Gavade Kanta, or another Joachim. A Street Urchin was played in round 1 and instantly locked. A second Eventide is played. Will it be for Urchins again? No, it's for Seductress instead.
Sleep, my champion. Rest now.
Ninja Pang's deck has control, but not an infinite amount of control. There's 2 Van Morlehems. There is no Servants in this deck, it seems. There's no Philippe, so it's really just like 3 locks total. So one of them being used on a Street Urchin in round 1 is kind of a big deal. And in fact, there's no answer to this Oxenford Guard now. And with that, Ninja Pang will pass. I think maybe playing this Hunter was a mistake. He did get a guard out, I guess, by locking. An Oxenford Guard is a really great spender in this deck. Well, not in this deck necessarily, but it's very handy because it gives you a 2-for-1 spend if you're spending to 0, and it doesn't go tall. It splits the boost between 2 units, but you do need 3 units alive to do that. Thanks for the sub, see you in hell. Appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, I think playing Booherd round. Oh, he did play a Booherd. He needed a 3rd card to play, and like all the cards are good. You have to play something. Sacre Blue is going to open with Novigrad. This always feels good when you're like in round 2 with 9 cards and you can play Novigrad and Candle. So how's Ninja Pang going to handle this? Sometimes, you know, they want to save Gorthor Gavade to get Mentor value when being bled. But it's also a decent proactive card that kind of says you need to answer me if your deck thins more. In this case, it doesn't. But yeah, we see Gorthor Gavade come down. Viper with her Alchemist. Kind of an interesting choice against Skelly, considering the most it could boost by was 5. But he does at least get the visibility that I guess there wasn't much better. Everything else was like 4 or less. He does get to see that Junior is not in hand. Hysteria from Sacre Blue applies bounty to the Alchemist. And we see Ninja Pang play their False Siri, which pops the Arcane out. That's great for Ninja Pang. It also is a card that Sacre Blue can't really answer. A Shady Vendor, you know, could give you, if you use it on front row and you get artifact, the unit or artifact destroy card, I believe. Can you? Or is it just only artifact? I don't remember. Does Syndicate have a way to deal with False Siri? Other than like self-poison twice? Which won't work here because it's going to pop over to the other side.
Pleasure doing business for you.
Like, excommunication obviously takes care of it. So does the transform. But neither of those are available. I saw Rosa and one more card on top from Artfane, and I didn't... Doesn't look like it was Rosa that was put at the bottom because there would be bleeding here. It must have been an emissary.
Out of the way!
Interesting, there's a Magni in this deck. I had not known. I don't think Miamon's version had Magni. Yes, senior. I thought there was a special that destroys a unit, but maybe that's just all, like a bronze special. Maybe that's just an artifact.
I'll explain.
Rosa is played and comes down for 4 tempo. It's a bit of an unfortunate situation for Sacre Blue because they don't have a spender. They're at 8 coins. If they poison this, they're going to overprofit a decent bunch. Yeah, Candle's going to come down and overprofit there. Might as well spend once. Like, the reason I said it's unfortunate is because if you drop the Brawler to spend, you're hitting the thing you wanted to poison. So perhaps playing Candle before the Trafficker was better. It's hard to say. But it's interesting that Ninja's gonna, like, choosing to play a Thirsty Dame now. I guess if Rosa lives, then Thirsty Dame lives too. This deck also doesn't play any, or it does play Pikemen, but the Pikemen are not available. Candle's gonna do Candle things. Syndicate's gonna have a much better short round. And I think the plan is to save Cleaver for that. Ninja now plays the Boohurt on False Siri. So that Boohurt played for 12 points. And has Rosa set up to double play Joachim if needed. Oh, interesting. Just uses it to play Blind Eye Apothecary. So, Ninja Pang is saying, I don't think I'm going to need to play like a third Joachim this round. He's basically calling Sacre Blue's bluff. XCOM can really bail you out of some situations. There's one Sesame finally for Ninja Pang. Or sorry, for Sacre Blue, right? Who's Blue Coin here? Yeah, Sacre Blue. So the plan, like the ideal situation is you have 2 Sesames in the graveyard, a spender on the board, and then you drop Acherontia and proc it to get instant value from it before it's locked or removed. Emir is going to play a pikeman. That's the opener from Ninja Pang. This is very good. There's only 4 coins on Sacrabu's side, so he, even if he had kept a brawler, it wouldn't be able to clean this up easily. Junior is still in deck is a bit of a problem. If you let Emir and like Joachim can get dames, right? These are the 4 Joachim targets right now. If you let the Emir, Pikeman, Joachim, or sorry, Dame, Aristocrat stuff stick, it's just going to be a lot of points. But Sakura just plays Sesame for now. And so it looks like Sakura's strategy is to just stay as uninteractive as possible, not give good control targets, and then explode in points in the last 3 turns.
A taste of Northling?
So we see Joachim come out. Thirsty Dame is 14. And there's 2 poisons in deck. But getting those is going to be unlikely. This also makes the Brawler like not great. Brawler and poisons have some anti-synergy. We see 1 candle use. And I guess a Shady Vendor for another Sesame. That'll be the 3rd Sesame, and they will be perfectly lined up. 6, 5, and 4. On the other side, we see Ninja Pang use Art Feign. We keep boosting. And then Ku for another Joachim. Placing it on the range row. Planning for an eventual imposter on something here. Now there are 4... this Thirsty Dame is now a 4-point a turn engine. And these are each 2 points a turn. So that's 8 points, not counting Art Feign. 9? Like, that's a lot of points per turn happening for Ninja Pang. Now, all of those points are going to be concentrated, or a lot of them are going to be concentrated on Thirsty Dame. Furco into Nova Justice to play a Brawler. Will this get locked? I think Sakura wants this to get locked, because then his guard will live. And the guard is a more efficient spender. Okay, the lock does happen. And Furco is stolen, because why not? Interesting that we're not bleeding the Joachim. Wonder why. Oh, stealing this actually disrupted the flanking. It may not have been the best move. Here comes Cleaver. Will we see a leader charge? No leader charge. Okay. I guess Ninja is saying go ahead and leader my Cleaver. Because it does have 1 base power. Right, and he wants to save like leader charges for Acherontia. The Sesames are 6, 5, and 4 still. Finally, Ninja sees that Usurper is in the top, so it's going to be Gorther Kanta now. Yep. There's Joachim, there's Kanta. Even puts the Kanta next to the Cleaver to deny intimidation value from the potential crimes that might be in the deck. 74 to 49. 3 bleed a turn. Are we going to steal the Kanta? Guess not. Leaving it here because this is going to be the... Oh, this also, like, leaving units here also makes the Cleaver not the best vendor because Cleaver goes wide. This is the moment of truth. Will Ninja Pang see the play, which I think is just the leader, the Oxenford guard. Now, we could see bank for a bare knuckle brawler before playing Acherontia. And that would never be answered if you lock this. But the brawler spending against a Thirsty Dame that in theory is going to get poisoned anyway is probably a good thing. Joachim is stolen by Amir. Should probably... Oh, and these 6 points are also going to the other side. So that's another 12 points swing that Ninja Bang is holding in his pocket. I don't see how Sakura makes up the deficit. I guess he was hoping for a spender. If he knows the deck, he should know that there's no answer to Acherontia. So he should just chill. Wait for the Nova guy to give him 1 coin. Use bank if needed. Max Capane. Wondering if Sacre Blue can catch up. I don't know. Because 46 points is right here. It's just gone. If Sacre gets poisons. Between Bank and Acherontia, you could get poisoned. Like 50 points now. Like this is... He only needs 1 technically because he has a failed experiment. So this is gone, right? Now all this bleeding is still points. And this Magni division is a brick. Shouldn't be hard for Vivaldi Bank to find a poison. The question is, how do you spend enough? Oh, the brawler's at the bottom. And he can't spend with Cleaver, so okay, he ends up picking the brawler, which gets the poison immediately. And now the brawler spending on Usurper is okay. He's gonna run out of time. But I think he's made up the points. Because Usurper is 12. He still had 5 leader charges left. Wait! With the steal! Oh no! It's gonna be enough points! Right? Yes, thanks to this Usurper. God. Oh, that's tragic. Sacre Blue had that. Oh my god. Crazy. The rope. Lost to rope, yeah. And I think he played pretty fast. I don't remember him sitting there thinking too long. Blue Sock got robbed. A little bit. I mean, he set things up perfectly. He just didn't have enough time to execute. Now, to be fair, that last card being a break is a big deal. Like a seditious aristocrat there would have played for a lot more points. But that was the breaks. I think he had to like calculate how many coins he was getting from bank and spending to get the brawler, and it was all. And I mean, if he got something other than a poison there, he might have been in trouble. No, maybe not. No, probably not. He was gonna spend the 0, trigger a sesame, and then he would have gotten sesame coins. Hey, CV Dub, thank you for the tier 1 and 37 months of support, man. Really appreciate it.
Attack!
Attack!
CV_Dub_Humanits. Queen.
Gween indeed. Okay, so this time it's Ninja Pang's turn to play Syndicate. This is the deciding... Oh, I don't know why it says finals. It should say round 1. My bad. This is the deciding game of the series between Ninja Pang and Sacre Bleu. Novigrad in hand for Ninja Pang. And interestingly, he plays TA, not the coin stratagem. Does Cove usually play a coin? I would have thought they do, right? We're probably going to see a Mutant Maker opener, Bloody Good Friends, and then yoink as needed. That's usually what you want to do with this deck, is you want to have 4 tags on the board. Leader can give you a 5th. One of the most powerful cards in the deck is a Little Bird, because it can be a 6 for 2 spender maximum. But even like a 4 for 2 or a 5 for 2 is really good value. TA was used on the Mutant Maker, which is a bit questionable. And what trap was that? Wait, I don't actually see. It doesn't tell me.
That's what they call
Comes a Little Bird. Will it get answered? No. The answer is no. It's going to be a Half Elf Hunter, which plays for 7 points. I guess 8 when the Dwarven Skirmisher gets played. This is Precision Strike, Elves, and Trap. So there's the first pulling the strings. Playing for 10 tempo there. That was the fate. Yeah, but what's in it? Oh, okay. It's the stinky situation. There it is. It's the carryover usage. So because Ninja didn't wasn't playing anything that was 4 power or less, Sacre Bleu actually manually flipped it. Right? Or was it the pass that caused the... Yeah, it was the pass. So he boosted something by 6. Now he's down 21 points. Sacre Bleu needs 22 points to get out of the round. But he has 2 turns to do it. Ninja Pang is basically saying, I win the long round. Because I think Sacre Bleu's whole deck is about shortening the round and winning with Simless plus Leader.
Oh, how so very unfortunate.
So Sacre is going to have to play a second card, it seems. Harvest. That's 6 points. That's not enough. Oh, it is with Aileron. Okay. Well, wouldn't a Waylay have been enough then? Given Aileron was coming out? A Waylay was 6 points, just like this. Yeah, pulling the strings and Little Bird on the board created so much tempo that Ninja was able to really make Sacre Bleu have to stretch. And now, Sacre just simply cannot bleed. I stand corrected. Scenario comes out.
You stand no chance.
And to be fair, you kind of have to do this. You just can't go long round against Collusion with a deck that, if you were Onslaught, double Scenario Pirates or something, Maybe. Like one of those delete everything decks. But elves. Melee for Simless. There's an Alyssa in the deck. Like, don't you want to play at least one Waylay before playing Alyssa? This is a lot of tempo, but I mean, Ninja Pang is up 2 cards, so he could even use a leader charge easily. Like leader with max coins is 14 points, right? So just playing like a fist stack. But he's probably gonna play well. 33-4 now. Junior comes down to answer Vanadane. Here comes a Waylay. $33-5. Okay, we see a spender come down from leader charge, followed by coins or a poison to. Are we not spending another time? I guess it doesn't really matter. Might as well spend it before it gets locked, right? Yeah, all great. We did that yesterday. If you want to watch that series, it's on my channel. They were great games. I highly recommend it. I've tried during this cast to not spoiler results.
You will see it in your dream.
There's Avalok Sage. This is face down. I think it's just a UI bug. Yeah. So this is the Crushing Trap, which is going to do damage based on number of provisions of the next card that's played. It looks like we're clicking Novigrad first to see how many gangs we get. There's Mutated Hounds, Treasure Huntress, and Fistic Trafficker. Not a lot of tall targets, so it's probably going to be Mutated Hounds and just bleeding. So yeah, there's Pitfall. I said Crushing, I meant Pitfall. Here comes Eventide. Should be a Disciple. There are 2 Waylays in the graveyard. Sacred doesn't want to play this other Waylay, and in fact does pass. I think leadering to get the Sentinels out was the right choice. There's just too many bricks going on right now for Sacred to have dodged everything. Will a Shady Vendor be enough? I believe it is. So it's 5. Well, no pulling the strings, but a Sesame should be... Sesame's 5 coins, so that would be 6 points. Yeah, Sesame will be enough. I think Stolen Mutagen was a mistake. Was it? Did he have 2 Salamandra? He did not. I think Sesame was better. Maybe you never trigger it, but... Irregular. Maybe you should play next week. Show us these moves. Everyone's welcome to join. It's over? There's still Simless and Alyssa and a lock. But it's not looking good. You realize he only plays Syndicate? He plays other stuff. I've seen him play other stuff. We'll play next week? Awesome. Looking forward to it.
A rock toppled and beneath it a scorpion revealed.
He's gonna take a break from his usual weekend plans of boozing and clubbing. And Miyamoto considers himself threatened. Yeah. Well, Miyamoto's playing this week because he's at home with COVID. Usually he can't do the work. So he may not be here this weekend. This next weekend, rather.
Save your praise for
So here comes Siggy.
I couldn't give a
Gotta be bloody good friend, mutated hound. Illusion is in hand. So I don't see how Simless is gonna outpoint any of this. Like, that's just too many points. We're gonna bank for a little bird and start just... There's also no artifact for the Saboteur. Can we update the bracket command? That's actually last week's.
At your
Here we go.
age, at 2 centuries, you behave like you were barely one.
I'll do so sword in hand. Racists.
The Simless is played now to answer the Jackal, but there's still King of Beggars on the board. And 1, 2, 3 tags. It's about to be 4 tags. How's this even a question?
He's been caught wearing fake jewellery, have
CRN to lock the little bird. Makes sense. This will play for like 4 coins because of the Jacques passive. Even if you lock a card, a tag is a category, is not disabled by lock. Okay, over profited here. That's a mistake. Ninja Pang wasted 1 coin there. But it doesn't matter. Onira for a trap? Yeah. Crushing was better though. Crushing was 7 points. This is 5. At most. I guess Crushing could have been 6 points, but that's still more. Okay, Crushing would have been a lot more points. Not getting, like, I don't know what Zachary was thinking there.
Every fortress has a weak point.
But, like, as you can see, it's not even close.
You need people like me.
Idoli James 90, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. The COVID was an excuse to stay home and play Gwent tourney, says Pato. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so that is the first game of the tournament. Ninja Pang ends up coming back after an initial deficit to win the series 2-1. Strong tempo pass in round 1, forced a bleed by Sacre Bleu, and it just wasn't enough. Let's see what else is going on in the rest of the bracket. So Capco Beach was necessary 2-0. Vet 445 beat Mauer PL 2-0. And now we can start round 2. So we have Swirling versus Cyrus, Mercenary versus Vet 445, Ninja versus Capco, and Sorka versus Miamon. Type 1, 2, 3, or 4 for the game you'd like to see. And we will observe that one. Also gonna open YouTube just to make sure I see if anybody there is voting. I see a 4, I see a 1. I see a bunch of losers typing 5. Good job. 2 4s to 1 1. So it's right now it's between Swirling Cyrus or Sorka Miamon. I see a 1 in YouTube, so it's a tie now. Next person to vote decides. Do you guys want to see Swirling versus Cyrus or Sorka versus Miamon? Okay, it looks like the tiebreaker is to watch the Sorka Miamon game. All right, so let's take a look at what decks they have brought. I assume Miamon brought the same decks as yesterday. Looks like Imposter off the books, Rasa Fury, and Relics. Yep. So let's pull up Sorka's decks.
You need people like me.
Look up there, 28. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. When is Mercenary versus Vet? It just started. You should be able to do your bans now. So go to this screen and click on the leader you want to ban. If you want to see the decks, you got to go to the players list and click on each of these links to see the decks. But we are about to take a look at Sorka's decks. So Sorka brought Warriors with Iced and Hjalmar on Crate, double Greatsword. So Blaze of Glory Warriors, pretty traditional looking as well. You don't often see Ice these days, but it makes sense. Also noting the stratagem is GA. We have Stockpile Siege Henselt Flotsam. So this looks like Temerian Infantry with Forbidden Magic, Musician of Blaviken. Hjalmar on Crate is coming for you. Deadeye Ambush with Feign Death, Stimulus, Verno, Angus, Elia. So this is very standard looking Deadeye elves. They're running Yavin for control as well as the RN and backup plans, 2 archers, 2 sword masters. So a very versatile deck, but it does have its weaknesses and strengths. And then finally we have White Frost with Alberon King, Eredin, Riptide. There's a Phantom, 1 Bruiser, and 1 NL Conqueror. Overall, pretty standard. The Scoia'tael must the woods abandon. Join us instead and defend the valley. Actually, Sam, there is no Vanadane in this list. So, nice try. Looks like Mercenary and Vet should have gotten their invites. Same with Swirling and Cyrus. We're still waiting on Sorka Miamon bans to happen. Vanadane fell off. Yeah. No, he was in the other deck we just watched. Just in case for those who didn't see Miamon's lineup yesterday, I'll pull that up as well. So we got in NG Aristocrats with Art Fane, no scenario, just Emir, Usurper, Rosa, Joachim, Ku, and Gorthra Kanta, along with the standard bronzes you expect, but there is a Magni and 2 Buhurts. The Magni needs to either play one of the 2 Buhurts or it needs to play Ku. Otherwise, it's a brick. And I think Sacre Blue, I think Ninja Pang messed up the Magni in their game 3, or in the round 3, because they played Ku in round 3 and they could have used Magni to play it. But maybe there was a reason they didn't. Magni is kind of interesting now that I think about it, because Art Fane lets you draw lets you see what cards you're drawing, so you can choose when to play the Magni and it controls what you get. So the bans are in. Miamon banned Sorka's Did I Ambush deck, and Sorka banned Miamon's Relics deck. Very interesting. You would think, I guess maybe like Frost doesn't like playing against Relics. Not sure. So game 1, Sorka has blue coin. Usually Frost is more of a red coin deck. I guess we'll see NR get played here. And then Miamon has red. Really, all 3 of these decks, I think, like red. Maybe that's the strategy. Maybe Sorka banned Miamon's blue coin deck. But kind of unfortunate for him. Miamon has red coin twice. If that was the strat, it kind of backfired. Let's find out what the players have picked. So, Sorka from blue coin, Miamon from red. Sorka picked Frost, and Miamon picked Warriors. Pyrian Phantom. Been a while since I've seen that card. There's no Laura in this deck, right? I've seen some Laura Swarm Phantom decks floating around, but this isn't one of them. Miamon has 2 Highland Warlords in hand, along with Dragbondu. This is championship level draws. Fukusia in hand, as well as Babjorn and Blood Eagle. I don't think Miamon's going to give up the round very easily, but we'll see. So Phantom on the board does mean Dragbondu can be fairly easily answered. But Miamon doesn't care. Still going to play Dragbondu immediately. At least this way, I think the idea is if you... I think... Oh, interesting. The Naglfar crew. And then Phantom click to make sure... Dragbondu dies. We're going to see Fukusia for Dragbondu now.
Folk can be just as treacherous as the sea.
And Miamon puts the Dragbondu on the back row where there is no Frost. So... Like Sorka, before applying Frost, wanted to play NL Aristocrats.
Oh, good. The wine. What does that bother?
And now he can't play Bruiser on the Dragbondu because Frost will be gone next turn. So that Dragbondu is actually going to live. Miman, you know, I guess thought about this line that Frost can't really answer a 5-power card easily. This card ended up playing for 8 points. 8 for 7 is not great. And Sorka plays Ardgaith, which gets Winter Queen out. Now Miamon's playing Highland Warlord on the front row. He's putting units in both rows to make it so you can't just kill Drake Bondu by moving it. That forces Sorka to use the NL Aristocrat Order and then Bruiser to kill the Drake Bondu. Miamon is 7 to 26, and there's, you know, an extra 8 points here in terms of Frost. If Miamon plays a card, Sorka could just pass. And I don't think that would be great for Miamon. Let's see what happens. I guess Miamon's going to do the math and see if he has reach within 2 cards. I guess he could always kill the Winter Queen. Something like Brockvar Warrior, 3, 2... Okay, it's Blood Eagle. Blood Eagle into Brockvar Warrior. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. And there's Rain. Then next turn, Miamon could kill this with a Seagull or with the other Brockvar Warrior. I guess 3, 2, 1 would do it. Okay, Sorka passes. Miamon's down 6 points. And there's 1 turn of Frost, so that's 8. He needs 9 points to get out of the round. It looks like it's going to be Vaviorn into Abordage into Seagull. This is something that Seagull has done now. It's an incredible amount of tempo for a deck that sometimes suffered from low tempo in round 1. So Miamon easily catches up. Gets Lasser, which is really important when you play Champion's Charge against Frost. Although this version doesn't play Morvad. And Caranthier Golden Child usually isn't the last card that's played. So right now, Gutting Slash does 6 damage or 8. Blood Eagle does 4. There's a Freya's Blessing in hand. There's Herald. Does Miamon bleed here? I'm not sure if Warriors should bleed against Frost.
Bow before modern Freya.
Looks like we do see the Highland Warlord from Freya's Blessing. How will Sorka respond? Riptide is a potential answer to Tyr. Imler's Wrath would be the answer to whatever Tyr res, but it's not really going to be the case because Miamon... Well, if Miamon has Last Say, then Champion's Charge won't go there. So far, Sorka's playing just Red Riders. Trying to not give Miamon good raid card targets. Miamon's just going to keep playing carryovers. So there's Herald. Golden Child is now down to 11 points. Sorka could still put that Gels into Golden Child is still 15 points, so he would get ahead. But is that really what you want to do? There's still 2 leader charges. We might see Foglet and a leader. Foglet and a leader would be 8 points. Miamon could kill it with a gutting slash and 2 leader charges. Wait, no. Yes, because gutting slash is 10. So even maybe Sorka should have leadered twice. Because this Foglet living would have been a big deal, right? Alternatively, he could have moved and played Ardgaith and just saved the Foglet for next turn. Miamon currently has a pass to keep last say, but instead he's going to play Feral Bond into... Is it going to be Greatsword? Yeah, I thought so. But Thirst. Eagles would not even be good without the pirate tag. I disagree. I've played them in decks that don't have Abordage or any pirate synergy whatsoever. They're still 14 for 6. That's a very good amount of points for a 6p card.
On thy courageous mother.
Blood Eagle is 6, and then this would be 3. So a Foglet played now would boost to 9. You could drop Foglet and then the last leader charge. There's also... It looks like it's going to be Gales. Will it be Gales into Golden Child?
Naivety is a fool's blessing.
Gales into Eridan. This is an easy Miamon pass, is it not? Miamon is up now 6 points. He could play the second Blood Eagle. He doesn't want to play Champion's Charge here. Those are the two choices, right? And you can't play Seagulls from Blood Eagle, so yeah, Miamon's just gonna pass. Are you saying, I think, that Seagulls wouldn't be good in Warriors if it didn't have the Pirate tag? Maybe. I still think 14 for 6 is very good. What do I know? Warriors still benefit from Bloodthirst. But you don't need the Bloodthirst synergy. It's a lot of points. It's 16 points. Isn't it? 2, 3, 5? 5 and 6, 11. 11 plus 8. Isn't it? Like, how many points is it? It's 5 on deploy. Plus 8 carryover. 13 points. Okay. So Sorka opens with Caranthir Golden Child for 20 points. This will get Champion's Charged at some point. It looks like Sorka played a Foglet to get out of the round. apparently there's three turns of frost in here, but they're not not active. Miman doesn't want a War of Clans this, or Blood Eagle it, but he doesn't really have a choice. He's gonna hit it with the Gutting Slash. He's gonna deny frost value from Sorka for as long as possible. Between War of Clans into Brockvar and Seagull, the fact that Oberon's like gonna create units, I think Miyaman would get the Champion's Charge, but
Yet another horn for my
he's more, I guess, focused on denying leader value or frost value than anything else right now.
Death is only the beginning!
I mean, this Tursach Invader has a higher base power than a Greatsword. There's a War of Clans, and the Arniel protects from Riptide. So Sorka instead uses Imler's Wrath to kill the tier directly, and then moves the Arniel to get some frost damage, at least frost value. There's still like 3 turns of frost in here that don't do anything. Like this 24-point card will be the last say card. Miyaman can just play Champion's Charge now. For 12, which is probably as good big as it's ever going to be. At least that's what I would play. I would just kill this and then wait. Be like, have fun with your Frosty Frost. And that's what Miyaman does as well. One Seagull comes out. There's actually not going to be any frost on the back row, I don't think. What's the best Oberon? I guess Oberon into 100 Riders is probably still the most points, right? Because that is 13 points or 14 points.
Toss it onto the pile.
Navigator actually is the most. Navigator was 5 plus 8. 13 points. Was it the most points? I don't think so. Because if you go with the riders, then you also get an extra 2 points here. And this is going to get hit with Riptide anyway, so... Oh, he didn't have Domination. Oh, or Dominance. But he couldn't get the riders out. I see. Well, Riptide was a play then. I don't know. Miyaman's nice enough to put this on-crate warrior on the front row. But it won't matter, because... 24 points in the pocket.
Resist the Jarl's will, and that's how we'll end you.
Sorka loses game 1 with Frost on blue coin to Warriors on red. That's a lot of points by taking 4 Frost instead of replaying the Conqueror. So it should have been Oberon into Conqueror, And then you click the stratagem and then replay it. Yeah. Probably wouldn't have been enough. But that does sound like a much closer result. Already already lose round 1? Warrior 40k over GG? I'm not sure about that. I think that game was still winnable. Like, he could have got his extra card back in round 2 if he just leadered one extra time when playing the Foglet. Like, if he had leadered one more time, then Gutting Slash wouldn't have killed his Foglet. And he would have forced either a Champion's Charge or something out of Miamon. Then he ended up having to, like, play his second Foglet as well.
Control the docks, control the city.
Sorry, I forgot I'm muted. I'm gonna keep crunching. Okay, so Miamon playing off the books from Blue Coin opens with Sesame. Storka, on the other hand, is playing Siege Stockpile, Temerian Infantry spam. He's going to open with the Reinforced Ballista. One Siege Master comes out, draws the Fultus Pride, and it has a casting contest in hand as well. 2 casting contests in hand, actually. Does Miamon have something to kill the Temerian infantry? A Shady Vendor on the melee row could get a Hysteria or a Salamander 4 damage card. Forget what it's called. What are we doing? Playing Bank. Bank into Brawler. Okay, so Miamon wants to wipe the board. He says, none of this nonsense. You will not have units. What? Oh, he doesn't want to spend because he wants to be able to play Shady Vendor next turn. Okay, no. He decides to spend instead. Goes down to 2 coins. So I guess the next card will have to be an Eventide Plunder to try and find some coin to be able to play Shady Vendor back row. Or he could just play it front row. We'll see. This deck does have 2 Boiling Oils and a Natalis, but all of those are in the deck. Sorka's gonna have to AA. Oh, he plays AA for Ronvid. I thought it was gonna be Natalis into Boiling Oil. But it's Ronvid. And Miamon just answers that with a poison. Perfectly happy to do so.
To the dungeon with it.
Radovid comes down, but this won't be protecting it. Miamon's going to play Fistic Traffic to remove the Ronvid, and then punch, 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 punch. Radovid's gone. A king defeated by a muscly dwarf. Punch all you want will make work. Ronvid being in the deck is nice though, or in the graveyard, because you can play Temerian and instantly give it value. Miamon doesn't go for Shady Vendor to try and kill the Temerian. I mean, he doesn't know this is the only Temerian in hand, This deck doesn't play Adalia either. It's just two Temerians by themselves. So now, Sorka gets to play Casting Contest. And Miyamon's gonna keep playing. He might be okay with just losing on even, but decides might as well get all the carryover I can. And thinning. There's a 6 and a 4. Also notice Mimon hasn't used Candle much, just one click. Every time you use Candle, you lose some of its value, right? It's another casting contest for 13 points. Okay. Mimon is gonna click this once and then play Shady Vendor, I assume. Yep. King of Beggars, Shady Vendor are how Syndicate survives Blue Coin. And Miyamon drew both Shady Vendors in round 1, which is really helpful. Finds another Sesame. And is gonna spend just enough to get ahead. He still has cards he can easily, like, comfortably play without feeling bad about it. On the other side, though, Sorka, not the most playable hand. You don't want to play Hensel, you don't want to play Poultice Pride, you don't want to play Siege. He could drop the Revenant. Would get him ahead, but Miyamon would just, like, welcome that opportunity to play another card. That one Candle seems so strange. I guess Miyamon figures with round control, he'd rather have round control than Candle. And Candle was kind of important in getting round control. This deck can't really kill stuff that's tall, right? Especially since they can't use their leader charges until the end. The question is, will Miyamon play here? And I think you will. Bricking Casino Bouncers is pretty awful. Usually you want to get some of this stuff out, like Siege or Pencil. Yeah, so a Sesame is played. Now there's 2 Sesames at 6, 1 at 5, 1 at 3. Lots him into a battering ram.
I pass on every 10th.
And draws a Forbidden Magic. This is a great card for Miyamon because he has coins. Goes with Urchin. And doesn't spend because he wants to get the Flying Redanian out. But now, easy Forbidden Magic. And I think Sorka's just going to hold the Battering Ram. He doesn't want to do damage to a card that's going to come right back. Now he doesn't know that, but Miyamon can't really.
I'm gonna lose your teeth too.
Play here. Sorka could play, a Reinforced Ballista. Click this, click the Ballista, and then click the Kid Mini Revenant. And easily get it far enough ahead to get out of the round, I think. Place another Revenant.
For this most beautiful of maidens, I shall fight 100 duels.
Interesting. I guess he decides it's better to play the Revenant now.
Good luck.
And the Reinforced Ballista. He can see that he's being value bled. He would rather not play, but he also really wants to keep his Siege. And if Sorka Hero passed? Then he would just lose. What do you mean? Okay, so there's the Temerian from AA. Sorka is basically banking on Siege and Hensel saving him. Miyamon's gonna keep playing. Because Siggy is enough reach to force a lot of stuff. And the problem, I think, for Sorka is gonna be like he's gonna be forced to play Scenario and Henselt on versus like an empty board. Miyamon could literally discard and then just play Siggy into Bincy and Savola, and that will just be more than enough points. Right, so he keeps Henselt and he keeps Siege, but I almost feel like he should have just jammed Siege round 1. Especially against like Miyamon has four Sesames in the graveyard. Like you're cooked. Like this isn't a traditional game where you have extra card Scenario and Henselt, you win. None of this matters if there's nothing for you to hit. Right? Normally you'd look at this hand and be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna delete everything they play. But Miyamon's just gonna play Novigrad. Is my prediction. Like he could, like what I'm saying is Miyamon can discard Horson and Oxenford Guard and win on points alone. No, it's Sorka's fault. He kept his he played all his proactivity and he kept all his reactivity for round 3 against the Siggy Savola deck. He should have jammed Siege round 1, fought hard for round control, and then pushed. Don't let Miyamon do exactly what he wants.
Lay down your arms! You have no chance!
Now that Junior is gone, Sorka could play Henselt first. And that's what I would do here. I would instantly drop Henselt. Oh, this is a mistake. Like, you want to remove all of this. Now Miyamon can just play this front row. He's going to tribute.
Save your praise for others. I couldn't give a shit.
Bincy, Savola.
How are things? The eternal fire guides. The eternal fire protects.
Alright, can Henselt play for 80 points? Not without onagers. There's not even a crew here. Sorka just taps out. Alright, so Miyamon wins that game, that series 2-0. Oh my god. Alright, what do you guys want to see in the next round? How many points was that play? 4 Sesames is 16 coins, right? That means Bincy was like 4 and 22. By itself. Right, and then the 4 leader charges was another 8. So the Bincy was like 30 something points, 32 or something like that. And then you have the 24 coins, which turned into like 30 plus points. And then you have Siggy and you have Savola. Can you use a calculator for the content? No. You have a chance if he nukes Oxenford? It would have been a lot closer. I think he still loses, but not nuking Oxenford guaranteed he loses. Like, Junior's gone. Mimon's only control is Junior. Like, once... You should have just... Anyway. Looks like Swirling versus Cyrus was a banger. They're still playing game 3. Do you guys want to watch Miamon versus Capco? Or do you want to watch Mercenary versus the winner of Swirling and Cyrus? Like 4 sesames, right? And 4 leader charges. That's 16 points. Just from the bonus boosting of Oxenford Guard. That's 18 points right there. Why are you sorry?
Fuck you, Nilf garbage.
Each of the same program at least 7 point each. So, like I said, Vinci was many points. You can't let an opponent have 4 sesames in the graveyard and last say in a deck with Siggy Mastermind, Vinci, Savola, and King of Beggars in deck. You just can't. I appreciate Para, but I don't mind. I can always mute stuff if I wanted to. This is a good time to take a break. If you need to use the bathroom or something, go. Round 2 is progressing. We'll be back in a few minutes. Or as soon as that's done. Before you could see people's names on ladder, like if I was against a monster player and they had Aridin skin or Imlerith skin, whatever the default one is, I would be like, is that Miamon? Because he always plays with default skins. But I actually like the Syndicate default skin. That's the one I play with. It's a little slower than Siri, but I always liked her. Who is the character? Is it this one? Gudrun, Bjorn's daughter. So she's the... Because Sesames love red coin and dwarves abuse you from red coin and seagulls love to abuse carryover from red. Like it's a very just don't get blue coin kind of meta. Priestess got nerfed. Cohen got nerfed. Meter Generator got nerfed. So NR's not doing great. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what's strong or not. But here we go. Game number 1 of the finals of Weekly 101. Cyrus the Great, the Mad Scientist, playing Cohen Uprising. Kepko playing Dwarves from Blue Coin. Mahakam Forged Dwarves with Mahakam Pass. Ruver, Zoltan's Company, and a bit of control in the form of Eskel, Heatwave, Mastercrafted Spear, and Dimeridium Shackles. We got 2 Dwarven Skirmishers stuck in the deck. These are cards you like playing early on because they're just really good at controlling engines. Not that this deck plays too many engines, but there are Witcher adepts that you would like to stop. And of course there's Keldar. Keldar will probably... Actually, Eskel in this matchup is going to be kind of terrible because every unit is a Witcher, right? Except for All God, which is a relic. So Eskel will at best play for 8 points. For Kepko if he draws it. Whereas Cyrus can use their Eskel to like kill this chariot if they had it, but they don't. Is music too loud to you guys? Okay, looks like it's gonna chill.
Time is the easy bit. Getting down
Go
another matter.
and see if we can play something else.
Hey, I can see Kaer Seren from here. Ha ha! Leave it to us.
Thanks, Fliggy. I'll pick that out in a little bit. You know what's great? Uma. Yeah, Fliggy has a crush on Uma. He's kind of obsessed with Uma. How you doing, Rashid? Good to see you. So, Witcher Adept on the board. Target practice. 9 for 4, basically. Or, yeah. Pretty decent tempo. You know, we Justice get played for a Mahakam Defender. That's also very good tempo, 29 to 14 for Kepko. So the way usually Cyrus's deck can test round 1 is through Vesemir Mentor, and fortunately he has it in hand. He's gonna play Selective Mutation to draw Quen. What will he put back in the deck? Probably... That gives 2 Witcher students. Ideally, Kepko will try and kill this somehow. But he doesn't have any skirmishers, so next turn there's another 3 points coming. There's Zoltan Shibe and Eudora. So that's like 9 and 4, 13 tempo over here from Kepko. And he's also got this engine going up 1 point a turn. And it's making it very difficult for Cyrus to stay. Cyrus would love to have been able to play Offering, but he can't really afford to play a 4 tempo card. Griffin Witcher Ranger is like 9 points, I think. And Quen is going to be a decent amount of points. Mentor is still available as well.
Always going on about this Mark fella.
It looks like Cyrus is going to keep playing. Is it a Ranger? Got it. Oh, it's Keldar. Wow, okay. The Keldar's coming out now. And Kepko just passes. He has carryover as well. So he shouldn't have too much trouble defending a bleed. How does Cyrus get 16 points in 1 turn? I imagine he's going to have to go twice, but... Because Vesemir Mentor isn't...
A wounded monster's deadly. Time is the easy bit.
Wait.
Getting down's another matter.
Wait, he's getting 4 points from Keldar.
If you're not fast
Okay,
enough, the
he's
windmill
totally
will
fine,
hard.
actually. Nice. So, Capco didn't commit much. He just played bronzes, not except for Zoltan Chive and Eudora, but that's carryover as well. So, I don't think Capco is at all unhappy about the way the round went. Here, I think what Cyrus probably wants to do is just value bleed for some carryover. You want to be able to play your mentor with adrenaline. How do you get there? Without Keldar, it's hard to swarm, right? Not drawing All God is a bit unfortunate. Would have loved to play All God sooner. Because you like with an offering All God Witcher Trio deck, you don't want to go into a 10 card round, especially not against something like Brewer. This NR version of this deck like has more points than the Skellige version, but has less control, I think. Do we see Mahawk Pass come down for more carryover? In fact, even the Agitator is going to give armor to cards in hand. I'm doing alright, Rashid. Some things notwithstanding. Been playing a lot of variety games. Still do this like Gwent every weekend. But went and played like Mafia and Red Dead and Dead Space, and I'm playing after this tournament I'm playing Death Stranding. I did, Maxim. I really enjoyed it. Like, it wasn't perfect, but the parts that are good are so good that, like, it took me a few days to emotionally recover from it, honestly. Highly recommend anyone who hasn't played it yet to just, like, power through the first 5 hours and just keep going. No Silk Song for me, no. Not my kind of game. I don't really enjoy platformers or games that are like, I don't know. I don't like the type of well, just the gameplay loop of it, I guess. But we have Vile put down for Cyrus. On the other side, there's Dwarven Agitator. This is going to keep giving armor to every dwarf that's played. Interestingly, Kepko's hand is actually kind of reactive, mostly. But he does have a Mahakam Defender that he can drop. And I think Offering will get value on the Skirmishers, but that's about it. Cyrus does draw All God. Okay, so All God will get value.
No butter.
Is there Care Trolls in this deck? Sorry, not Care Trolls. Care Seret? What's the one that... This deck doesn't even have that. Look, it does. But it wasn't used to buff Cohen, was it? Because I thought the play was to get Cohen to 5. But it looks like it's going to be a bunch of 6s. So this Offering will eventually get used to boost Cohen to another 2 points, I think.
If it bleeds, we can kill it. If
There's
not,
Griffin Witcher
we can
Ranger
probably still kill it.
played now.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
Was used to buff Vesemir. Interesting. Well, for about another week or so, my Red Dead VODs are up before Twitch will automatically take them down. I've been trying to download them, but I don't know that they'll go on YouTube. But if you like Red Dead, you can always check those out. Doesn't AA Cohen kind of brick him? Yeah, I think AA won't be used on Cohen. I think Gwen will be used on Cohen. AA will be used... Wait. Okay, AA on Cohen will get it to 6 actually. So it's fine. Offering was used to boost Eskel, it seems. And then there's Vesemir's. We got a 9, we got an 8. What is... And this Ranger got pinged down. That's a bit of a problem.
No, I never underwent mutation, but I'm still a Witcher, damn it.
Leo gets played for 6 points. And here comes Broover for Kepko. And there's no answer to it. Right? I guess Geralt Pro can answer it. Kepko doesn't know if Cyrus has Eskel or not. Right? So, like, if you were just playing around Geralt Pro, you would leader this. Or Mahakam Passive or whatever. Oh no, it goes to 7. You can't Geralt Pro this. Oh, this Broover's going to be a million points. Has to be answered, I think. So it's going to be Quen into Eskel next. This is a very tough situation for Cyrus. Like, I'm not going to underestimate a Cohen deck because I've seen some really high point combos played with it. But this Broover is just going to... I mean, it's like 7 points a turn, 8 points a turn.
Water. That's a poison.
9 points a turn now. I mean, Broover's gonna go till the end of the game because you can always give it more armor.
Die by the sword.
Oh, I guess that's when you're saying Geralt Pro would take care of it. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess someone named Yarpin Zinger would know dwarves. Except Zoltan Scoundrel gets played to get it past 9, so now Pro can't kill it either. And the point gap is increasing. It's like a 56 point gap right now. That stuff was in YouTube chat a long time ago. Why is it just now getting in? He can still AA for Cohen. But... Damn it. Here comes Quen for the Witcher trio.
What's our plan?
So we got a 7, a 10, a 9. Comes Zoltan. Okay. Oh, this random ping. I was thinking maybe Vile could have been used on Ranger, and then the Ranger can later transfer to another card. But Kepko is already even planning to use Barclay to get this out of professional range. This might be you just play professional and kill Mahakam Guard. At this point, just cut your losses. Yeah, removes 3 armor and takes care of the guard. Here comes Barclay for a million points. Yeah, the way Kepko played around Geralt Professional was kind of a thing to behold. He is like never at risk. So he used Scoundrel, he used Barclays, he used the Mahakam Pass, just lots of different ways to make sure this was never a multiple 3. And because they had so much armor, Geralt Pro couldn't actually get it down. Cyrus right now is just doing math on what the most optimal Cohen is, I think. And it'll be a decent sized Cohen. Wait. I guess it's going to be a Cohen on 8s. The melee row, because then the leader will be another 8. Wow. That was a big finisher, but not quite enough. I think Broover there made the difference. If Cyrus had drawn Escol, this game might have gone the other way. So Kepko wins the first game. Now, keep in mind this is a best of 5. And one deck has been banned. So letting a deck through doesn't necessarily mean the end of anything. Yeah, Cyrus had AA and Escol and Quen, but he needed Witcher Trio, Escol, and Cohen. He had 2 tutors and 3 cards that he needed to win, and he just couldn't get it. So now, Dwarves is out for Kepko. Kepko has to either play Syndicate or Golden Necker Arrakis Swarm. He seems to feel very strong. He seems to feel like his Arrakis deck is very strong. It won't be strong into Pirates, I can tell you that right now. It will do well, I think, against NR and probably against Double Cross, actually. Cyrus has to stop one of these decks from winning any games. The question is which? Dwarves have already won a game, so it's either Syndicate or Arrakis. Hey Hatham, how's it going? I found a bug in your app. I was gonna message you.
Of an uncrate.
But Twitch DMs are terrible. Because it doesn't show your badges next to your name when I'm DMing, and I didn't know if it was gonna be you. But now I do. Alright, I'll show you later. The total, the point count is wrong. I think maybe you're not counting the cat points correctly. I didn't go too deep into it, but... So, Cyrus picks Pirates from blue, and Kepko picks Arrakis Swarm. This should be interesting. Cyrus has Tempest and Funeral Boats. Now, Natural Selection and Riptide. Is there a Riptide? Yes. Can answer Funeral Boat. There was a Feral Bond, but Cyrus mulliganed it. I think he's going to open with Oncrate Longship. At least that's what I would do. But what's the mulligan here? Are you going to really like mask a Seagull? Back when Seagull was a 4P card that was like 1 power, yeah. It seemed fine. There's not a rush to get rid of these, okay? Because it's not like this is a Laura deck or whatever. Sure, there's Yen, but that's not happening in round 1. And neither is Chimera yet. So Cyrus has 1 more turn to do setup, I think, before having to play Tempest. He's gonna play a Feral Bond, I think. Yeah. So this is why I was wondering if the Feral Bond mulligan was correct, because one of the nice things that Feral Bond does is it gives all units 1 armor, and that protects Funeral Boat from Natural Selection. Of course, that was a really nice roll from Feral Bond. Got answered with Natural Selection. Now I think you just play the Funeral Boat. I think Cyrus doesn't want to brick Tempest yet, so he doesn't click the Mask of Ouroboros. Riptide's going to take the 50-50 and finds it. Bit unfortunate for Cyrus because that Funeral Boat was going to be a lot of points. Like, there's a Seagull on the board, there's Tempest. That was just going to be a lot of points. I think he has to just play Tempest now. No. Oh, right. He plays Raiding Fleet, hoping to find a Funeral Boat, but does not. And now he has to decide what to mulligan. And mulligans the Dim and Light Longship. These on-crate Longships are not going to do a lot in this matchup because of how many specials get played. Now we're gonna see Tempest come down. Tempest is an okay amount of tempo. And does get him some armor from damaging Roach, but here comes Chimeras. And, like, yeah, 2 points, but this thing played for 14 or 13 points. And there's still, like, not even Seagull carryover. In fact, if you play it, like, do you even get ahead? There's Dagger. Kepko has dominance for a brief moment. He might choose this. No, it actually won't work. Right? Okay, it does work. I thought maybe... I feel like if I played this... Maybe that's a Thrive thing. I'm thinking of Thrive, not the Deploy. Deploy always resolves first. Yeah, so Kepko uses that moment when they had dominance to get the Wildhead Riders out. Here comes Seagulls and actually gets the carryover from it. But Cyrus is down a card. And in fact... Oh no, never mind. With the Frost ticking and killing a unit, Seagulls come out. And Cyrus now has a 14 power dagger, 2 blades. There is a Spore, but Kepko chooses to first play Yen because that gets him ahead and his Spore still has value. But outside of this round, the Spore is like useless in this matchup. So Cyrus is going to play Justiana and that gets Dagger even bigger. And now we're going to see the Spore come out, I believe. There it is. 22 point for 4 provision card. I think this is where Cyrus is going to have to call it. I mean, he can get ahead by playing Terror of the Seas. Or by playing Crack on Crate and Leader. But, like, then his whole deck is kind of gone. Oh yeah, Seagulls are 2 power now. So we need to update that command. Should he have passed earlier knowing he was not even anyway? Well, I think the only card that maybe is... Yeah, maybe saving these 2 was the play. I don't know. This deck really doesn't like being bled. Cyrus could leader Siri and then drop Terror of the Seas to kill it. It's not like this deck ever goes tall. So you're not going to get more value than what you have on this Terror of the Seas. We'd get him ahead. He's going to drop a Dim Light Longship instead. And double leader now. You get ahead. Okay. Kepko short round isn't great, but he is gonna go ahead and play Wispa's Tribute. Get some Swarm. No, he's gonna play Natural Selection. Okay. Marishka, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, welcome in. Looks like you're playing some Gwent. We are watching some Gwent. Cyrus is actually able to play Ragnarok with tempo. Wipes the board thanks to Cataclysm, and Seagull gives him enough points to be able to pass. Now if Kepko keeps playing, Cyrus is, is fine, I think. Kepko is going to keep playing. He's going to leader twice, and then drop the Arrakis Behemoth. Goes to 11 points. So Krakon Crate's gonna come down, and it's a gold. Should have been Ranger, I think, because of clear skies. Because this doesn't matter where you play it. Yeah. Cyrus lost 1 point by playing crack on the melee row. That is a very good bleed for Kepko. I think Kepko is very happy. Like, this is what you want against this kind of deck. That being said, Cyrus isn't out of the game yet. He's got Endless Voyage. He's got Hjalmar. Does he have another pirate? There's a deranged Corsair he needs to draw. Probably has to mulligan the Feral Bond, I think. He's gonna mulligan the Abordage and just hope to find deranged Corsair. Okay, he does. It's probably about as good as you can get. Feral Bond's just gonna be the finishing card to proc Hjalmar, maybe? There's not gonna be a lot of armor gained here, is there? So Kepko still has 2 leader charges. He can start Spontaneous Evolution. But he's gonna open with Golden Necker. Oh. Interesting. Snagglepaw was also kind of iffy, but he does dodge it. Chimera should boost everything by 1. It does. I think you just infuse okay, 1 armor on this Hjalmar. Not great. Maybe infusing the drone was better. This Hjalmar is going to get hit with a Wolfsbane. We see Feral Bond first. Concrete Warrior will probably bleed the Serquan, right? Or I guess bleeding this.
With fire and iron.
Yeah, this is GG. Deck from blue didn't really stand much of a chance, I think, against Swarm deck. 39 to 26, and Wolfsbane will play for an extra 10 points. Even though he's losing like 2 points here, it doesn't really matter. 35 to 17, so the score is now 2-0 for Kepko. Cyrus now has to stop Syndicate from getting through 3 games in a row. That's not an easy task. His choices are, like, he's got to beat Syndicate with Cohen Uprising, with Pirate Double Scenario, and with NG Double Cross. Let's go, game number 2. Or sorry, game number 3. Cyrus, can you do it? This would be a really impressive comeback if it happens. Okay, well, we know Kepko is playing Syndicate. For Cyrus, what's your blue coin deck? If your blue coin deck is Cohen, probably just play Pirate style. Double Cross. This is the Double Cross deck. I don't think it's like an auto lose against off the books. He's got Angoline for Novigrad. He's got a Squirrel as well, and you can play a second one from Vigo, right? He's got Bribery that could smurf. He's not Devotion, so he can't copy Junior, but I don't think Kepko's deck runs Junior, does it? Where's Kepko's SY deck? Yeah. Oh, there is Junior. Okay. There's no Lydia, which is going to be a bit of an issue. Why the Rune Mage? The Rune Mage is pretty standard with double cross leader because it gives you 5 choices. It also helps with Vigo and Bribery and Elfin Onion Soup and Diplos. Probably like the most Rune Mage deck in the history of decks, Sultan. God, you're so washed, man. Oh my god. Wow. God, just so terrible. It's these emotes you've been looking at. Yep. Stop posting these emotes in my chat. We don't have them. Okay? We don't. Brain corrupting emotes. So Kepko now having 2-0'd Miamon is gonna open with Sesame. Miamon had to forfeit. He wasn't feeling well. So there's Tome into Feral Bond. Gonna be a disgrace brawler. I have played this pirate deck on ladder a bit. It can be pretty funny when you got a good matchup, but also pretty miserable in certain situations. But Cyrus is much better at it than I am.
I'll consider this my tip.
Here comes Novigrad for Kepko. Wait. Oh right, the Eventide was from the Tome. So Kepko seems happy with giving his opponent the Tome. Cyrus can now drop Funeral Boat and I guess play the other Feral Bond in the same turn. No, you'd have to play Abordage. He can't do that, can he? Ooh. Cyrus would have loved for Tempest to be in deck. He could drop Funeral Boat and then click it. But I think he should have at least... He should have maybe played the Purify card? I don't know. I guess Purifying the Brawler would have been a mistake. There's Junior. Answers the Funeral Boat. And once again, Cyrus struggles to get value from the funerals. Kepko also spent coin to give the Seductress a shield just to be annoying and deny, I guess, Abordage? Selectors from Plunder is so true. Yeah, this card needs to go back to 5p, guys. Come on, this is so silly.
On the count of 3, we go in. 1, 2.
Caranthier in the chat. Hello, hello. Welcome in. You seem to have spawned a 1 IQ version of one of my mods. Alright, here comes Tempest, which is gonna not boost the Seductress yet. Wow. Cyrus actually puts Frost on both rows. Junior will kill the boat. And there's an Oxenford Guard on the board, so I think Kepko is just very happy with the current situation of the game. Another Feral Bond comes down. He's a Highland Warlord. He didn't want to play a Marauder and ping the thing that was getting killed by Frost anyway, I guess. But Junior getting like being used as a spender over and over again is actually very good for Kepko. He plays a Shady Vendor, gets another Sesame. There is a King of Beggars in the deck as well. Kepko spends once just to avoid overprofit. It's 26 to 11. Cyrus is getting 4 points. 5, actually. So if Kepko passes, Cyrus would just need like 12 points. When I say just 12 points, that's still a lot for Pirates. And Kepko's happy to keep playing because he's got Shady Vendor.
Abandon your false gods! By denying penance, you confirm your guilt!
Goes down to 5 coins. 3 coins. Okay. So it looks like Kepko wants to pass next. And like if Cyrus had played, Kepko would have passed. So with Novigrad on the board, having not clicked it, it seems Kepko wants to bleed. Pirate scenario loves a long round. Pirates love having a bunch of pirates in their hand and getting to play a bunch of damage cards. There's not any poisons in this deck, so I think Cyrus should mulligan the Crow's Eye. In fact, that's what he does. Abordage in the hand. YouTube chat. Yeah, why is YouTube chat taking 10 minutes to update?
Cry off the mages and their foul magicry!
Okay, my test was instant. Sorry guys, I'm still new to multi-streaming. But here comes Endless Voyage. Oi, be nice to my YouTubers.
Longships are overrated.
YouTube wants to know what is wrong with Twitch chat. That's a good question. The Novigrad gets clicked. Pearl Diver is available now. It's going to be 6 coins in 2 turns. You stream on TikTok as well? No. I'm too old for TikTok, man. No, I stream on YouTube, especially these tournaments. That way the VOD is also there afterwards. People do like watching those. Yeah, if you were Brave Sultan, you would actually mention Nightbot. Okay, so Sultan... Cyrus, goddammit. Cyrus has got to infuse 1 unit to get Bloodthirst 2, Abordage into Crack-On Crate.
Dare start with me?
He's splitting rows again.
Out of the sea?
Philippa from Kepko to steal the crack. So that's gone. I think we'll see the Dim and Light Longship and ping this, right? Or maybe Justiana? No, it's Dagger first.
Ludafisk, give me some of that.
Okay, he was hoping one of the Cataclysm would kill the Pearl Diver, and they don't. So this Pearl Diver is gonna get Kepko 6 coins now. And Kepko can play Oxenford Guard. Wait, why did he go to 3? Okay, he's gonna play Shady Vendor first. It would have been funny if like Kepko played a pirate next to Croc. Because Syndicate does have pirates. But there is the 6 coins for Pearl Diver. I think a lot of it was over profit actually, but it doesn't matter. KOB is at 4. 21 to 13. Cyrus is in okay shape. He can actually get ahead with Justiana, I think. Yeah, okay. He's gonna play Abordage into Justiana. Abordage the Shady Vendor, probably. Here it is. This dagger is just gonna go all a million points. And Terror of the Seas has a lot of armor, but none of that matters now because Kepco doesn't care about this round or card advantage anymore. He's got 4 Sesames in the graveyard. Okay, I guess 4 Sesames in the graveyard is pretty common now. Like, I bet you secretly enjoy Mill. It's true. I love anime. Based on. Why doesn't it say that to Sultan? Because he knows about the horse girls. Okay. So there is a Ragnarok. There is 1 Seagull in hand. I don't know, man. This is not looking great for Cyrus. Jacques will be really important. Looks like we're gonna open with it.
Strong and immune.
No leader charges available. And no armor on this Hjalmar, so. In fact, 2 golds, so you can't play them. You need to play Ragnarok first. If you want to get the proc. Cyrus might decide that Clear Skies is not important. He could just drop Terror of the Seas and kill it, but no. He's gonna go try to get full value from his scenario. He gets at least 1 armor. Is this gonna be Senior? Yeah. Senior to get the transform. Get the King of Beggars out. And he's gonna sit at 4 coins. Not gonna boost the Jacques or the King of Beggars, it seems. I feel like he should. Like, forget about this. Perhaps I'm wrong. Cyrus can play Seagull now and get a bunch of value in terms of armor, but not great. Seagull now has 3 armor.
Never a problem. 4 inches of steel could be
Urko? Just for coins? Oh, I guess it was the only special left in the deck. But it does get 4 points from the lackeys. So he just keeps his King of Beggars and his Jacques above. I don't know. He's trying to keep him not too tall to not give Terror of the Seas too much value, but not so short as like they would die to what though? Eagle? Okay, so Hjalmar comes down and takes care of both spenders. The problem is Kepco still has Oxenford Guard available. And I think this is when Kepco's gonna play it. Just jam all the leaders.
Hold now! We must negotiate.
Still 1 more Sesame. Right? No, they've all been used. Okay, 52 to 10. And Terror of the Seas is going to be 21 points. It's not enough. In fact, he can't even play his Seagull anymore for max value. He's He's gonna get 2 extra birds.
Cast off decadence. Renounce sin.
12 to 56.
Cutting jar.
Alright, Cyrus gives the GG. Kepco wins the series 3-0.
I'd have done it better, but anyway.
2 of those games were against this pirate deck, which did not fare well in this matchup. In the lineup of the two games, but it ended up being somewhat close. It was only 12 points in the end. I think the game could have gone slightly differently. Like if Kepco didn't have the Philippa for the Croc on crate. Buff Seagulls to 3 power, not strong enough. Yeah. So congratulations to Kepco, well played. Sorry that your semifinal got canceled. Well, well done. Can we update the champ command, please? And a round of applause in the chat. For Kepco.
You've talked enough.
Now we're playing Araka Storm? Yeah, we can play some Arakas if you guys want. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube stream here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope to see you next time. Cheers.